first, how do you recognize mediocrity?
It's boring to me, and I don't ever want to be boring. I just love sharing resources with people. I think that's one thing that it makes your problem feel like this big. And if you zoom out and you see what's happening in the world, then you're like, oh.
Yeah. Hey everybody, this is finally a really cool episode which I wanted to do. This is not planned, this is not organized, no questions prepared on my end, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm sure it's going to be super cool because Dr. Chopra, I really wanted to sit down with you. And I told you that I wanted to visit you from the beginning because not only the vibe of the office, not only like how I feel it from Instagram and what you guys do and things like that, that was exciting, but I also wanted for people to see like your side of the story. You know, like how do you go about it, right? How do you organize the team and things like that? But so these are all the things that I wanted to cover. I know we have only like 10-15 minutes, so I will have to come back if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just do like one or two questions.
Sure.
Like if we have time with that. So if you don't mind, the one that I really like want to ask is like, and I asked you before, so basically this, I went into the doctor's office and there are two notes. And when I see the notes, I'm like, I know like there's a big inspiration behind it. And so one of my questions is like where that inspiration is coming from. What's your day look like? How does your week look like? You know, like something goes wrong, how do you overcome that? And just like a little bit about maybe like a little bit the personal side, but how do you overcome these things?
Well, you want my day-to-day or? Okay, so day-to-day, like we're just always busy. So if I find something that doesn't work out, like my patient just didn't show up, I find something else to do, like this.
Yeah.
Or I do some paperwork, or I meet with a team member, try to get some personal time, face-to-face time, because there's a lot of people that I don't get to see. Like these girls right here, I never see them. So if I get a break in my day, I want to go check on them and see how they're doing and say hi to them. I'm still working on how to manage a team well. I think that's something that I have been growing into over the past decade. I was not born with it. I was very busy like starting this place because I had to start from scratch.
Yes.
I didn't think that coming out of my residency I would have to do that, but I looked for a job and I couldn't find a job. So in order to have a job, I had to start my own practice.
Sounds very familiar.
So I did, and I was the only woman endodontist in Charlotte, and I figured I would take that and run with it and make that like my niche. So I started meeting every female dentist I could. I helped start a group called the Dental Divas, and we're just a social group, and we get together and we try to help each other out and give each other tips and just try to elevate one another, try to help with maternity leaves, whatever, which I wish there was another female endodontist in town because it would have really helped me through my 3 maternity leaves, which were brutal. But now that I'm done having kids, like I feel like now I really have that time to focus because I would say growth is one of my number one core values. So I'm always looking to grow. And the quote that you saw on my board was passionately protest mediocrity, and that's kind of what I live by. It's a quote by Danielle Laporte. So I read her book Firestarter Sessions, which totally inspired me. And I read that earlier this year, and it just makes me want to just go, and go. So.
Besides those books, where else do you find your inspiration?
Podcasts.
Podcasts?
Yeah, I'm an avid podcaster.
Any podcasts outside dental?
Oh yeah, Entree Leadership. I just recently, from Anissa Holmes, I was looking at her Facebook group, and she mentioned Chris Ducker, so I started doing that. Mike Dillard, the Self-Made Man. There's so much out there. Tim Ferriss.
Big one, yep.
Yeah, just all of those people. That's really where my mind goes to, where I flock, and every moment I get, I love to learn. So my favorite time right now is in my car.
Yep, yeah.
and I want my commute to be a little bit longer right now because I just love listening.
Yeah. So you're like trying to buy a house a little bit farther away from the office.
Yeah.
Just because now you have a little bit of extra time to listen to podcasts.
And it's the only place that I don't have like, it's in between my families, my 3 kids and my husband and my home life, and then my work life and my other family and my my 10 other kids.
That's so awesome. So the quote that we saw, right, that passionately
Protest mediocrity.
protest mediocrity. First, how do you recognize mediocrity?
It's boring to me,
Mhm.
and I don't ever want to be boring. I just, again, like if I set a goal and I hit it, I just want to keep going, because that just makes me feel good. I feel like I'm doing the right thing, and it has made me into a creature that can actually help other people. And that's kind of where I'm going in the next phase of my life. I've focused my 30s on myself and my family, and I was pretty selfish, I want to say. And then now I just want to make that shift, and I see like philanthropy kind of like taking a deeper side of me, and that I'm kind of reshifting my purpose, because I've worked hard, I established this place, I feel like it's working, and it's working well now without me, and because I've learned a few systems from my podcast to implement with my team, and so that they can function a little bit without me, because they think when I get too involved, it's almost bad, because they think I'm like micromanaging them, and they don't like that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm letting them kind of do things, but I want to see them grow, and I think they know now that I just want them to keep progressing, keep improving, and there's no such thing as perfection, I don't think.
I don't know if you've heard about Simon Sinek.
I love him, and I can't wait. I just got some tickets to Zero World, so that's the only reason why I want to go.
Yeah, exactly. So he's, I don't know if you get his daily emails at 6 o'clock.
I am not on his email list yet.
So every morning he sends us, like at 6 o'clock, he sends the quotes. And I they always resonate with me, because like I'm all about leadership, and his quotes are very interesting. He said the true definition of a leader, not what the leader accomplished himself, but how many other leaders he or she helps to bring to the world.
Yeah.
Right? And so do you think that something resonates with you, that you're shifting your focus?
Absolutely. So Michelle, you met her. She's been with me
She's
since
awesome.
I opened the practice, and we have such a unique relationship, but we're just, again, I love sharing with her stuff, and I love showing her stuff. I just love sharing resources with people. I think that's one thing that I enjoy doing. I'm like, oh, well, if that's something that you're struggling with, try this, and it helped me, and I love to connect people with those things. So
Last question, super boring questions, but run me through your day. Like a typical day.
Sure. My alarm goes off, I snooze for at least 20 minutes.
Perfect.
I have to. I have to ease into my morning.
What time?
Well, it depends on the day. Mondays and Wednesdays, it goes off at 4:40 because I go to the gym at 5.
Okay.
From 5 to 6, I'm at the gym. I work out with my trainer, who's hilarious, and he makes me laugh first thing in the morning, which is great, and he keeps me inspired about being fit and healthy. Then I get home, I shower, I rush because it takes me forever to get ready, and then right now I'm not seeing my kids in the morning, but I like to see them for a quick kiss, whatnot. I'm very lucky to have a live-in nanny who helps me get the kids ready so I can run out the door. And then as soon as I get to work, it's hustle time.
What time you usually get to work?
7:20, 7:30.
Okay.
Okay, and some days, on the days that I don't go to the gym, I'm here at 7:30 in the morning. First patient's at 7:30, and then it's boom, 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 boom. See at least 7 root canals a day, 7 consults, and I just go back and forth between rooms.
What time do you eat lunch?
I don't.
Okay.
I eat when
Very
I can.
common. Yep. For busy people, very common to skip the lunch.
That's not very good. I'm a very fast eater, and I really should chew my food, but it doesn't happen that often.
So would you eat a little bit more in the breakfast?
I always have a smoothie. My husband makes me my green kale smoothie every day, and I'm still trying to finish it on my desk, but I drink that every day. I just gave up my coffee because I was putting way too much sugar in it, so sugar is my vice right there, and I'm trying to get rid of it.
Yeah. What time do you finish with patients?
About 5 o'clock. I have a rule that I want to put my handpiece down at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And I just try to stay laser focused on my patients from that time. I don't really like too many distractions. And then, depending...
Like us today.
Well, it just happened.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And then I go home and I'm with my kids. And
from like 6 till...
from 6 till 9.
Okay, and then go to bed at 9.
And then I go to bed and I try to either finish up a podcast, read a book, or work on something not work related. I try to get all my work done here, and then I shut this place off as much as I can.
Do you have a list of books that you keep that you want to read?
Yeah, I have a goal. Right now, oh God, there's so many. There's Marcus Buckingham's book, Finding Your Strengths, that one.
Yep.
A lot of Dale Carnegie. Tim Ferriss' 4-Hour Workweek is on my list. I really want to do that. I wasn't. That's not on my list yet.
This big.
Yeah, I won't be able to get through it. God, there's so many. I had a goal of reading a book every 2 months because I get really sleepy at 9 p.m. And I fall asleep. But if I can get a couple of pages in, I'm going to do it. But that's kind of like where I'm going, like that kind of theme.
Last question. When you get here in the morning, you said around 7 o'clock, what's the first thing you see? Like, what's the first thing you pay attention? Like, when you come in, open the door, the keys, or somebody's already here, what's the first thing you do?
I turn on my computer and see if my patient beat me.
Use the front door or the back door?
I use the back door. And they prop it open with the garbage can because they know that I can never find my keys in my purse. So they leave it open and I slide in and I change and I get ready.
Awesome.
Yeah, I feel like I've done my mental prep in my car because I'm always like, okay, I find the podcast that fits my struggle for the week or the day, and I listen to it, and there's a new one I just found, and it's like a 5-minute meditative one, and it's really good, and it tells you how to just kind of zoom out. There's one that's called Zoom Out, and it makes your problem feel like this big. And if you zoom out and you see what's happening in the world, then you're like, oh, okay.
Yes.
And then you can kind of come back to reality about your problem and just
deal with it.
Yeah, so you can zen out a little bit.
Yeah.
So you should really
start a podcast called Zen Out.
You should listen to that. I should give you that podcast name.
Okay.
But it's like really like 5 to 10 minute little things that can kind of keep you centered and keep you back on track, and then you're just nice.
Yeah.
Again.
Awesome.
And you treat people well. So.
That's so cool. Dr. Chopra, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for talking to me.
If you let us come back, I know your busy structure. Next time we'll schedule, we'll
Sure.
plan it properly. Maybe
great.
we'll do 30 minutes to 45 minutes.
Be happy
Because I'm
to
sure
have you.
people would want to know a little bit more about you.
Yeah, and I'm sure life will change by then. So.
There will be more stuff.
Yeah,
there will be more exciting
stuff,
things.
Stuff to do. So yeah.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.